All right, I think we are recording. All righty.
Hello. Oh, it is on. Amazing. Hi, everyone. My name is Corinne Townley. I'm the Career Advising Fellow over at the Student Professional Development Center, and welcome to our Network at Night prep session. If you let the wonderful colleagues introduce themselves.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sofia. I'm the account manager at Lenovo. Don't let that frighten you. It's just a fancy term for I work in sales. So I work on the K-12 West team, so overseeing K-12 school districts in Arizona. Really fun. I'm so excited to tell you about my journey.
And lastly, my name is Danielle Palinski. I work in the Student Professional Development Center. I work on the employer relations team. So my job every single day is I get to build relationships and partnerships with our employer partners, specifically supporting our College of Arts and Sciences, but understanding and knowing that many of our employers hire students from across all majors and all schools here at Elon. We are absolutely thrilled that all of you are here today to learn a little bit more about our Connect Your Future series of events that are happening next Tuesday, 2022. And it is a Tuesday. So these are events that we have never done before. We know that the world's a little bit different pre-COVID and over the past couple of years as well too. So we're trying our best here to make career events exciting, different, and ones that you are all excited to attend to. So our hope today for our session is to kind of give you a brief overview about what to expect. To give you a brief overview about what to expect. Okay, perfect. What it is, what's going on, what's all the buzz, what you should do to get prepared and excited for the event. And then also to hear from Sofia. Sofia is an Elon graduate and she is volunteering her time so excitingly to come back to Elon and to share the awesome things that she learned as a student and now a working professional with you all. So she has a lot of really, really great things to say and I'm super excited to hear it. Hey. And again, if you have questions along the way, please feel free to ask them. I'm sure that if you have a question, someone else in the room also may have a question as well. And as a reminder, this session is being recorded. So if you feel more comfortable, feel free to hold on to your questions until the very end. We can ask them there. There we go. Okay. So what is Network at Night? So on 2/22, we have a series of events that are happening. We have some small scale focused industry-specific events that are happening from 12 to 1:30. We have 3 events happening at the same exact time. One is focused in sales, one is focused in communications, and one is focused in STEM. These events are happening across campus at different locations, all from 12 to 1:30. The final slide that we pull up today will have a quick overview about all the things that are happening, and that's something that you can probably take a good photo of on your phone. After that, later in the evening, we are having a DINE event, a diversity and inclusion networking event. This event is designed for historically underrepresented students here on campus to connect with employers that have diverse hiring initiatives. Food will be involved, and it's a great, really kind of opportunity for students to connect with employers and just to have conversations. Really, really exciting. And then lastly, we do have this Network at Night event. This is something that we are absolutely so excited. Every single one of you here in this room and joining virtually and here at Elon University is invited to attend. This event is actually happening here in McKinnon. We might have all 3 of them potentially. We are dimming down the lights and glowing up. Yes. Our career events. The lights will be dim. Students and employers will be wearing glow necklaces. Yes, glow necklaces to highlight what specifically you are looking for. I understand that some of you might be thinking about full-time jobs. Your glow necklace will mean one certain color, and the employers who also have full-time jobs that will match. If you're looking specifically for internships, you will have a different color glow necklace. And if you're just there just to network, you will also have your own separate glow necklace as well too. It's designed to help make the conversations more intentional. Additionally, students will also have the opportunity to add a self identifier to their name tag. So if you want the employer to maybe ask you about your foreign language skills, a study abroad experience, a previous internship, your volunteering, your work experiences, your hobbies, your favorite pets, yes, that's on the list. You can have that on your name tag so that employers will ask you specifically, oh, tell me about your favorite hobbies. To kind of break down those barriers and to make it more interactive and to kind of get that conversation started. Interacting with employers is maybe a new concept for many of you here in this class, in the room, right? All of you have been interacting with employers, even some classrooms, virtually for a little while. We're grateful, we're lucky. Our events here on campus, or excuse me, our classrooms here on campus have been in person. But when interacting with employers, you may not have had the chance to do that quite yet because of COVID, right? So these are all designed to set you up for success and to hopefully make it as exciting and as chill as possible. Keep in mind, this is just the starting point. This is not the ending point. If you have your resumes ready to go for our 222 events, the employers would love to receive them from you. You still have some time. We have about a week to go. And all of our career advisors not only still have appointments available, but also drop-ins as well too, are a really great opportunity to get those resumes fine-tuned for next Tuesday. But if for whatever reason you're not quite ready or you don't have the time to update your resume before next week, don't worry, that's okay. Resumes are not expected. But if you're ready to present them, the employers would love to receive them. What else is here? Yes, so every single employer that's here for the Network at Night event, every single one of them is saying, yes, I am able and I'm excited to talk to every single student here on campus, regardless of major. So whether you're in the College of Arts and Sciences, School of Business, School of Communications, School of Health Sciences, or School of Education, our employers would love to speak to you. How cool is that? We have never done anything like this before. So it gives you lots of opportunities to connect with these employers informally and kind of a cool vibe, cool tone, but an awesome environment and connection. Making sure. Yeah, it's the career fair reimagined. We have been spending months not only thinking but planning for this event to happen. And we're very, very excited and grateful that we're able to proceed safely in an in-person event. I think that's all for me. Any questions about Network at Night? Yes.
So for like the classification of the globe.
Yes.
And everything, if I like have an internship for this upcoming summer, but I'm interested in like a semester long internship.
Sure.
Or like in the future, like would you recommend doing like the network flow or like?
It could be both. It could be both, right? Sure, double up. That's fine by me. Absolutely. We don't know exactly what all the colors are like specifically mean, but we're still working through that. But absolutely, I would say feel free to double up. And I'm sure the employers will be tripling up potentially as well. Probably all of them will have the network one on, but I can imagine they might also have both internships and full-time opportunities available as well. So they might be wearing all three. And you might be too. Well, I would say at least 2 out of 3. Yeah, great question. Okay.
Amazing. That was a great explanation of everything that's happening on 2/22/22. Yes, we did do that intentionally. So you may be thinking, how can I prepare? You guys have a week until this day happens. So what can you do between now and that day so that you can feel confident going into connect to your future day? Definitely review all that's happening. Again, like Danielle said, the last slide on this presentation has all the events that are going to be happening on that day. And I would highly encourage you to take a picture of that so that you remember everything that's happening, because it is a lot. Everything is also posted on the Elon job network. So if for whatever reason you lose your picture, forget, no sweat. Log on to the Elon job network and see what all is happening and determine your schedule and see, okay, I'm going to go to the STEM meet and greet, and then I have class, and then I'm going to eat dinner, and then I'm going to come to network at night. Be prepared as much as you can for what exactly that schedule will be for you. And also take some time to look into each individual event that you are planning to go to and look at the employer list. Do a little bit of research. What interests you? Who are you there to see, and kind of strategize for who exactly you want to see. You may not have time during the network at night session to see every single employer. So you may want to have a list, top 3, top 5, that you want to make sure that you go and see. Yeah.
Is the employer list out yet?
Should be, yes it
Okay,
is.
Where would that be?
It's on the Elon job network.
Okay.
So if you go to EJN and look on the left side taskbar under events, If you click career fairs, you'll see it there.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem. All right, so research the companies you're interested in. Get your resume reviewed if you can, if you have the time, if you have the energy to dedicate to your resume. You can come to our drop-in hours, or Monday through Thursday, all from 10 until 4. They go on at different locations throughout, and you can see those times and everything on EJN. You can schedule an appointment with us. And on the Thursday before, so 2 days from now, you have the opportunity to print your resume on high quality, beautiful paper over in Mosley over here. All you have to do is bring in a PDF of your resume. They'll print it for you and even give you a folder and a couple of thank you cards that you can use to follow up with some employers. So you don't have to worry about printing anything, and you have a nice new folder to go into the event with. Again, though, if you don't have time to do your resume, that's completely okay. It's not expected. Make sure your LinkedIn is updated as well. We've been having free LinkedIn headshots throughout this week. And so having an updated LinkedIn is very important, because when you hand that resume to the employer, one of the first things they're going to do is probably Google you and look through your LinkedIn. So make sure your LinkedIn matches your resume. And if you have any questions about that, again, feel free to come in to drop-in hours, schedule an appointment with us. We'd be happy to walk you through exactly what that means. Make sure you I would bring some water. You may be talking to a lot of different people. The masks I find are challenging sometimes to get your point across. You have to speak a little louder, and it makes me dehydrated personally. I've got mine up here. So I would bring a little water with you, a paper and something to write with so that you can take notes throughout the evening. If you talk to like 5, 6, 7 different employers, I don't know about y'all, but they get jumbled in my head. So I definitely need to start writing notes and say, okay, this person is with this company and this is what we talked about, so that you could maybe have an intentional follow-up with that person via email or via LinkedIn. And a positive attitude, right? So this is something that is completely different. It's completely new. It may not be a perfect run through smoothly for you all, and that's totally okay. You can have flips and bumps throughout the road, but try to keep a positive attitude and focus on making those great and awesome connections that you can. Anybody have any questions before we move on? Amazing. Okay, so the next thing we want to talk about is the dress. So we've been emphasizing that this is a more casual event than a traditional career fair may be, and that absolutely includes the dress. This is your mood board for your clothing. Notice jeans, black jeans, normal blue jeans. Elon gear is highly encouraged, so you can wear your Elon sweatshirt, your t-shirt, a polo, anything that you have that has Elon gear on it. If you don't have any Elon gear, no sweat. Just a sweater. I just put Elon colors, but there's black hoodie there, some nice canvas shoes. The only real thing I would say is maybe don't have holes in your jeans. Still look pretty presentable, but absolutely wear your boots, wear a sweater, wear something that's comfy. It's probably going to be cold. The employers are going to be wearing their company t-shirts. They're going to be wearing jeans too. So hopefully that will encourage some connection in a more casual way.
And here too, we're
Yeah, and we'll be wearing jeans and t-shirts too, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about what you should be wearing? Before kind of.
Don't forget your mask.
Yes, don't forget your mask.
Yeah,
Is this for the events throughout the day or just the evening?
good question. This is specifically for the network at night events. I would say for the meet and greets in the afternoon, the 12 to 1:30. For the sales one, we are encouraging more of a professional dress, more of the typical professional attire. Same with the communications meet and greet as well too, as those are still, I would say, industry expectations. And then for our some meet and greet, casual dress is totally fine. Good question. Great. Okay. We're almost done here with the information, and we're going to pass the baton over to Sophia. So let's see here. So all the employers, and I think I've already kind of talked about this already, right? So when you walk into McKinnon, aka this room or the other ones, there's going to be more of a high cocktail table setup. No like tables with marketing information or branding or things like that. There will be signs on that table so you know what company each person is representing. And then everyone, of course, will use the glow necklaces as well too. So it's really going to be a different kind of mood, a different kind of environment, but keep in mind that the concept is the same. Building connections, building relationships, and having a little bit of fun along the way as well too. And we're hopeful that with the attire, kind of changing that a little bit, that will help kind of make it more inviting as well. So when you go out into the world after today's conversation, please share this with your friends, with your classmates, with your peers, with the folks in your student organizations. Anyone is welcome to join in at any time throughout these events, right? Folks, and the one reason that we wanted to hold this event over here in McKinnon is because we know it's a big space for students to kind of pass on through. So even if students don't know about these events, they are welcome to attend and just have some conversations. And so typically what you would want to do if you are looking for something specific, try to find someone in that room that has the same color necklace as you, because that means that you have something in common. And then again, you're going to have some self-identifying information if you choose to disclose it. And then the employer will be able to ask you a little bit about that. The employers know about the self-identifier, so they know that what it means and kind of how to interact with you on that one. But then of course, just let the conversation flow freely from that, because that's all it is, it's having a conversation. Any additional clarification about the information up here or anything so far before we pass the baton? Solid, okay. Without further ado, Sophia.
Hey everybody, I'm Sophia. So like mentioned before, I'm an account manager at Lenovo. Again, this is not like some crazy position. I basically just work in sales. Before I go all the way in, I just want to say I'm so excited to be here. To be thought or to have people think they can kind of have stuff together now, so like have inspire people. Like that is like so incredible. And like last night I couldn't sleep. Oh my gosh, I work from home and I work from home for 2 years now. So getting to put on like actual clothes and like my hair was so exciting this morning. I told everybody about it. So I was like, I wear leggings and a sweatshirt and stuff like that every day. So like, oh my god, I feel like I'm going on a date. Like this is so fun. But yeah, so I just want to share some of my insights with general undergrad, job searching, and then transitioning out from undergrad going into the workforce. So hopefully you find something that I'm saying as helpful or important and you feel like encouraged to go to these networking events. But let me preface, I'm not an expert of everything by any means. I graduated 2 years ago, so I don't know the answer to everything, but I can be very candid with you about my experience, whether it was, interviewing, networking, or just working in corporate America now and kind of how that looks like, especially working from home and kind of having to learn everything behind a screen, which has been kind of weird. I love it, honestly. So hopefully you got something great from this, I hope. And again, feel free to ask questions as you go along, or if you want to wait till the end, that's totally fine too. So going on to my next slide, we're some general background about me, so you guys can know me a little bit better. I graduated in 2020 here from Elon. I majored in marketing with a focus in sales. So I kind of knew that I wanted to go into sales just because I love talking to people. I love learning about people. I love building connections. And I figured that that would be something that would interest me. I did a lot of marketing, like social media work in undergrad, whether that was doing internships or doing committee work, helping plan conferences. And it kind of got boring after a while personally, especially being on social media a lot, just like in my personal life. So I wanted something different. And I figured that sales would be a good fit for me, being that I love talking to people. I love when people talk to me, and I love learning about, their personal aspirations and what they want to do after they retire. Like that's so fun. So background in undergrad, I was involved in everything, as I'm sure most of you were. I was an orientation leader for 2 years. I studied abroad for a semester. I did an internship while I was abroad as well, where I did marketing for a wedding planning company. So that was amazing. What else did I do? I did research in undergrad as well. So it was very busy, as I'm sure again, as most of you are, it's kind of one culture to be busy. And before I get into everything else, I think it's, it's okay to be busy, but remember that these experiences you can definitely flip into kind of experience for when you graduate and want to go to apply for a job. even if a job says 5+ years of professional experience, you can use the experience that you have in undergrad, whether that's, an exec position in your organization, like you can flip that to work in your favor. Like everything that you're doing in undergrad is so useful. Like if you want to become a product manager, like you could easily do that if you were like, involved in the organization or whatever. So there's ways to kind of make that work in your favor so you don't feel like you wasted your time. All of your experience is so valuable. So use that to your benefit. So in undergrad, I did a lot. I worked a lot. My last year, going into my senior year, I had a sales internship, and it was door-to-door sales. I did not love it. It was not for me. Going door to door to people's businesses and asking if they wanted to buy a product was so tough. But that's not how I knew I wanted to do sales, but more on like the relationship side, where I have consistent customers and I'm not going to people's place of business unannounced and trying to sell them something. I did not like that. That didn't work for my personality personally. But some other people who are more like hunters, they are like better at that than I was. So I knew I wanted to go into sales, wasn't quite sure about that internship. Then I started working at Starbucks. Again, love talking to people. Yes, I know how to make like every Starbucks drink. I don't know what the secret menu is. Don't ask me. I can't answer that. But I started my job search in the fall. So I ended up going to the sales meet and greet. I think it was on a Monday. I think it was somewhere that weekend, and I rushed back and was like, oh, should I go? Should I not go? I was like, let's go. Like I have my business cards ready. Like I'm gonna go throw on something, straighten my hair real quick. I'm gonna go. And so this is kind of a tip I would say for you guys, and it's something that I did. I think it paid off. Is if you have a list of all the companies that are going to be at these networking events, just a little due diligence will go a long way. You just review them and see, hey, maybe they have a job that I want to go for. If you just circle 5 companies that you definitely want to hit, that will go a long way. Because these people are coming to Elon to like network with you, provide job opportunities. Their time is very valuable, but your time is equally as valuable. You have a lot to gain from going to the companies or going to the people who you definitely want to network with. So I would say just review very quickly. Like you don't have to do days and days, months of research. Just glance at it as this list. See who you want to speak to, make a note of that and take it. Like I think it's fully okay to take this list of the networking events to make sure that like, hey, I hit Lenovo, check. I hit, I don't know, Pepsi, check. Like, go in with a purpose because you guys are all so busy. Like you want to walk in there with intent. Another thing that I would say is something that I did as well. It's very easy when someone's like, hey, how are you? Easy to be like, good, how are you? Maybe instead of saying, oh, I'm good, how are you? Like, oh, I'm good. Like, I had lunch with a friend earlier. It was so fun because this and this. And I had my favorite food. That is just a small personal connection that can go such a long way. And later, if you do connect with this person on LinkedIn, I highly recommend, plug that into your message so that they remember you. These people are going to be talking to so many other students and talk to students daily, I'm sure. If you make one small personal connection, that can go so far. And that will just help your networking or your network to be stronger and more authentic. So show a little bit of personality. Like, you're going to be wearing a mask, so it's hard to smile and people to see if you're smiling, but you can smile with your eyes, you can, crack a joke, like whatever's natural to you. If you're making it more personable, people remember that and people will be sold on you. You can teach skills. Like it's great to be a person because these people are real people afterwards. They're gonna go home, they're probably gonna DoorDash like I do every night and go on with their life. They're normal people, they have the same conversations every day. So a little personality doesn't hurt. Of course, be professional, but being professional doesn't mean that you can't show personality and that you can't be your authentic self. So I would definitely recommend going to the networking events, taking your business card if you have them, or resume if you have them on some like big paper, and handing them out, getting writing people's names down. My memory sucks. But I needed to write people's names down if I really wanted to connect with them later. I cannot remember for anything. I have to write it down or make a note in my phone. So I'd highly recommend doing that. That will go such a long way. And, when you're making these connections, that will just help like your LinkedIn. Even if they, if you don't get a job with them, they might know someone, and because you need that personal connection, they might be willing to help you out get a job elsewhere or in a different department, which will just help you in the long run. So definitely go to the networking events. That's what I did. That's where I met people who work at Lenovo. I personally knew that I wanted to do a sales rotational program because I wanted to get a lot of experience in a short amount of time, especially because I feel like a lot of undergrad students don't really get sales internships as often. It's kind of tough. And I had a little bit of experience, but that showed me what I didn't want in an experience or like a post-grad job, which was very valuable, but I didn't really know what I wanted as much. So I knew I wanted a rotational program to kind of dip my toes in water, different areas of business. Interviewed, ended up getting the job. It worked out really well. So at Lenovo, I was in the rotational program. There's 3 rotations. So my first rotation was with the e-commerce team. That was super fun. I was there from July to August, and during that time, we did a back to school sale. I was working directly on the website to help generate more revenue for like accessories and stuff. It ended up being like really valuable. I learned about accessories, I learned about other products that we had at Lenovo, and ended up generating like dollars. Like that was really cool to like, hey, like my widget generated X $1,000. Like that was really cool. But during my time there over the summer, they were already preparing for like Black Friday sales. Like it was so far in advance, but it was so much planning because they had to decide, what products do they want to offer during this big sale time? What price do they want to offer it at? What coupon code name, like Black Friday 60? They were planning all that so far in advance. So it was very fast. It was very sales-y, but from like behind the screen. Because they didn't see me, they didn't see Sophia like, hey, like you should buy this accessory. But it was super cool. My next rotation was for 3 months, and that was with the consumer sales. So whenever you go online, you like go shopping or whatever, you see like a little like chat box that's like, hey, like chat us or chat me now or something. I was that person chatting on the other side. I was taking 3 chats at the same time, trying to close sales all day long. And it was kind of challenging for me because it's hard to make a personal connection when you're just typing with someone and you can't hear the tone of their voice. You want to crack a joke. You can't really type out your joke and then say like, ha ha, after that's just like awkward. So I did that for 3 months. It was very, very fast paced, but what I learned from there was just invaluable. Like I learned about all their products, how to, open a sale, close a sale in a matter of like 20 minutes. Like it was very fast. Was it using my strong suits? I would say no, because I like having the same people and building those relationships. But because it was so fast paced, I kind of learned how to just knock things out quickly, especially working with 3 customers at the same time. That was nuts, but it was so fun. I learned so much. My 3rd and final rotation is on the relationship side. So I was an inside sales rep, and that is, my final place, and that's where I am now. I oversee K-12 school districts in primarily Arizona, but a little bit in Utah, Nevada, and Colorado. So that's where all my accounts are. I work on the West Coast time, and I personally love it. I'm not a morning person. I'm not really a night person. I'm the 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. person. That's the best part of my day, that middle part of the day. So it's nice because I get to start my day later. And like I keep saying all the time, I have the same customers, so I do get to learn. One of my customers the other day, he was like, yeah, when I retire, I want to manufacture green salsa. And I was like, what am I supposed to do with this information? But it was fine. It's just cool to learn about these people. And they open up to me, so I open up to them about my weekend, which is usually nothing crazy, but they like to know what 20-year-olds do or whatever. So it's just nice to have the same customers. And compared to the consumer rotation, now instead of selling one computer, maybe 2 computers, I'm selling thousands of computers at a time. So if we just closed a sale, that like 20,000 computers, which is a lot of money, huge revenue. So it's a bigger impact, I would say, than the consumer side, which I like. So the sales do take longer because they have to, this is a lot of money that we're dealing with. But when you can showcase the value that you're bringing to the table with the technology, or your turnaround time, or just the services, like making people's life easier, that's what I learned. I think the consumer side, bringing that to my relationship accounts. So I love this role. I mean, I think about 30 big school districts, so all school districts in Arizona, again, a little bit of Nevada, Colorado, Utah, Pennsylvania. But I really like it. I don't talk to every customer every day. There's just not enough time, and I have not enough energy to do all of that, but it is a really wonderful experience. Within my whole sales rotational program, the things that I learned is to ask questions. So I always felt so dumb asking questions, especially working in a tech company when everyone is so smart. I was not technically inclined, but the other sellers, like, that's not our role. Like, our role is not to be experts. So it was okay to ask questions, and they really encouraged it. So I'd say, now or whenever you start this job, or like whatever postgrad job you get, make sure to ask questions. It's okay to ask questions. It shows that you're curious. It doesn't say, oh, this person's dumb. Like, that's not the case. Be curious, be inquisitive, ask questions, ask why things happen, when things happen. Like, that is totally encouraged, and it makes you stand out, because it shows that you care and that you just want to like learn. Another thing is networking within your company. So whether it's a summer internship, a semester internship, or a full-time job, networking vertically is really important. I think that's what we focus on when we want to network, but it's equally, if not, in my opinion, more important to network horizontally. So network with people who have the same job title as you. Network with people who are in the same general level as you, because they can become your friends for sure, but they may know more about you personally, like what your personal and career aspirations are. And so if they see a job posting, they'd be like, hey, like, you might be great for this job. Like, I know you want to do more traveling in your role. I know you are great at X, Y, Z. Like, you'd be a great fit. And that happens more often than you think with people who are on the same level as you. So definitely bulk up that professional network on a horizontal scale, because they will put you on like nobody's business. They'll also feel like you're a hype man. So it's nice whenever you do have like a professional presentation, or you're posting something on LinkedIn or something like that. You get someone who you trust, like personally and professionally. You can get them to kind of spot check you. Are there grammar mistakes? Does your presentation suck? Like, they'll be honest and tell you. And so that's super important. My work bestie is the same level as I am, but like, he and I chat all the time. And he's someone who I trust because he's a little bit older than I am, but we started at the same time. We are very different salespeople, I would say, but he's like my confidant, and I think I'm his confidant as well. So it's just nice to have those people who may have like around the same experience as you, but have different insight as to how, to do your job or how to strategize. So definitely network horizontally, ask questions. And I think the last thing I want to end with is like words of encouragement. Going to these networking events, it can be kind of scary or daunting, especially if you have to be like in a professional clothes environment. I don't know, it would make me sweat a lot because I was wearing like blazer, like a thick shirt, like it was just too much. But remember, at the end of the day, these people are regular people. Like I said, they're probably gonna go home, DoorDash or Uber Eats their dinner, like play with their dog. Like, they're regular people. Like, we're just intimidated by their title. Like, they are normal people. It's okay. Also remember that like you are the gold star. Like, you are the prize. You bring so much to the table, especially with like the Elon resume that we all lead with. Like, you have so much to bring to the table, so much knowledge, so much inquisitiveness. Like, you bring stuff to the table. Like, you are an asset. Like, as much as you want to work for this company, whether it's an internship or for a full-time job, you may want them a lot, but they also probably want you a lot. So just remember that you are the prize. Like, it's okay. Like, these people are normal. They're normal people. The same way that you guys are normal people, We don't have typos, maybe a typo is here in our resume. Well, I guess if you go to these webinars, they'll help you out, but it's okay, it's not the end of the world, so. That was just some words of encouragement, it's okay, like take a deep breath. But, take your business cards, take your resume, be clear, and, crack a smile if that's totally okay, so. I hope that within my whole spiel, you got something valuable, if anything, just like remembering that like you are the prize. Very scary stuff, especially when, you want to graduate, you have a job, or you want to finish off the year and have a summer internship, like chill out a little bit. Like, it's gonna be okay, like things will work out. And even if you don't initially get a job or internship with this company now, you might have your name in their database and they might reach out to you later on saying, hey, you'd be a better fit for this role. That's fully possible. Like they said, keep your LinkedIn updated, have a profile picture, post every now and again. Even if it's like a small accomplishment, a post goes a long way. And that's like, I get so many messages a day, like asking, hey, do you want to come to this job? Like, no, I'm okay. Like, I'm like happy where I am right now. But just posting like puts you on people's radar. So that goes a long way. So that is all from me. It definitely is a sip of water, but hopefully you got something valuable out of this. And last thing I'll say is that if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, if there's anything that I can do, any other, candid tips or just, information, I'm happy to give that to you. I'm never going to sugarcoat anything. I'll tell you how it is. I'll tell you how my experience is. Love working from home. It's my favorite. I don't have to wear this every day. I roll out of bed, get ready, maybe I have to take my dog out and I throw on like bum clothes. Like it's like ideal. So I welcome all questions. But again, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to help wherever I can.
Let's give her a round of applause. Recording now,
But then definitely open it up to questions.